Hey everybody, Economic Ninja here. I hope you're doing great. We're going to talk about real estate today. We're going to talk about a famous guru that's been wrong before, but for some reason, people keep going back to this guru and they don't remember. It's like dealing with Jim Cramer when he said Lehman Brothers is a buy. You're crazy if you don't buy at these prices. September 2008, whatever. Okay, so we're going to talk about real estate. I want to hear your comments below, what you're seeing in your local market, why you're feeling it's coming down, or why you feel it's going to stay. All right. Now, you guys remember back in June of last year, we hit the peak. I did a video back in June. You can go back, scroll back and look. It's still there. This is it. The crash has begun in prices, right? But I actually called the top of the market 2 Junes ago. Go back and look at that too. And the reason why, because a lot of people go, Ninja, you're wrong. Prices kept going up. Prices do not have anything to deal with the cycle of a collapse in the real estate market. Why? Because in June of, 2021, we saw velocity of home sales stop. I mean, it didn't stop like they did back last June, but they slowed dramatically. And the reason why is because people did not any longer have money to just sell their house and go buy a comparable house. Things were getting too expensive, too tight. Maybe the emotions of people were like, something doesn't seem right. I'm just going to sort of stay where I'm at. Inflation had started rising, but really not. But they sort of had that feeling. And so we saw velocity slow down dramatically. And then what happens is you have this blow off top in prices. Why? Because you still have the dumb money racing in. And that's what we're going to show you right now as an example. And sadly, if you're not listening to the right people, you're going to get caught in this market cycle. And so they literally, well, here, I'm just going to play this right now. This is a clip from the Dave Ramsey show, right? And this was actually dated June 2nd of this last year, all right? Now, I know some other YouTubers that went out and bought homes that month, and they said I was wrong. Home prices aren't going to fall. They're not going to fall. They're going to keep going up. I'm like, and I brought them all these fundamentals. Like, the consumer just doesn't get raises like this to keep up with the market. There's no way. And they just argued. Ironically, the one thing they all in common, first home. A lot of YouTubers out there that will talk to you about real estate that are huge. They're massive, young kids, real estate agents making millions and millions and millions of dollars. Well, it's because they have social media channels that are helping them sell all these big homes. They bought their first house between 2010 and 2015. They have only seen prosperity. They have not seen the correction. Okay, so I'm going to break this up, but you can see this right here. It's all backwards. Sorry about the reflection, right? But this is it's entitled "Wait Until Prices Go Down to Buy a House?" ? And there's a young man that's asking questions. Oh, look, I don't think house prices are going down. I want to put down money on a house, and this was last June, but I don't have the 20% you want me to put down because I just don't have that much money because house prices just keep going up, right? And that's what we saw in June. We'd hit a peak in prices because the year prior, people didn't have the money. As home prices were going up and interest rates are staying the same, the home prices and that cross between interest rates and the home prices going up, it was just too expensive for most consumers to buy a home. So they just stopped. They stopped looking. They were frustrated, and they just stopped. Some figured out other ways. There was, loans started coming out where you're able to do things like liar loans came back in. And so this is the question that they asked. I'm going to try and play it. Here we go. We'll try and pick it up with the mic.
That question at the end there, I'll answer that first. Maybe both. We don't say you have to put 20% down, especially on your first home. We say it's ideal to put 20% down because you avoid PMI, private mortgage insurance, which is extra money you pay to protect the lender, not you. So as a first-time home buyer, I love that you're trying to follow the baby steps. You're debt-free. You're saving up for this house. And so I'm okay with you putting less down as your down payment in order to get into this house. And yes, you probably should wait for the housing market to cool off a little bit so you're not putting 100 over asking with no inspection. Don't do stupid stuff like that.
All right, so they explain it right there. Like, hey, you know what? There's some times where you could put less than 20% down because, in these guys' opinion, you're about to hear it right here from the guru, it's going to keep going up. Real estate's not going to crash. Now, this is how crazy it gets. Now, remember, this guy's made I want to say $100 million off this kind of stuff. Here we go.
Prices are not going to come down, Kevin. If you're waiting on prices to come down, you're not going to buy a house ever. Prices are not going.
Okay, guys, first off, that was dated June 2nd of last year. Now, we just came out with a story that San Francisco, let's just talk about San Francisco. Home prices have fallen. The actual prices have dropped from the peak to right there now in the 30% area. Since June, they actually cite June. June was the peak, right? Boom. All right. That was when the Fed was aggressively raising rates, 75 basis points, boom, 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 like crazy. And that just, it just blew people's minds. And people were having to cancel contracts. They could not afford, new homes because they were getting into these new homes, having them built, spec homes. And by the time that you could lock in your rate, it's like, what? The contract price of the house hasn't even changed, but the rate's gone up so much, I can't physically afford the payment because people are so over leveraged, right? So we've just seen San Francisco collapse in price. And San Francisco and Los Angeles are two of those markets that feed the rest of the nation. I know it sounds crazy, but literally California lost 500,000 residents this last year alone. That is massive. I don't think they've seen an outflux of citizens in, I think, 50 years, so something crazy like that, right? Those are wealthy people taking their money and leaving, and that's what's been feeding the rest of the nation, so it's going to affect them, right? So check this out. If you don't buy a house now, you're never going to be able to, right?
They are going to slow the rate at which they are increasing, though. That's what George is referring to, where the market cools off. Right now, asking price means suggest you start bidding here. And we want to get out of that kind of thing. And you're probably going to see that.
So, do you guys see in your lives right now bidding wars going on? All right, that's slowing down, like you said. We're seeing the opposite. Lennar, Toll Brothers, and other large companies are literally slashing prices 10%. They're literally a red line. My buddy works for one of these large companies back east, and he says, literally, go look at their website. You go look at their website. It shows the price, the original price, a red line through it, and 10% less. That means they can't sell homes. If you go to Zillow, go look in Austin. Look at all of the for sales, and then go just click one. Price reduced, price reduced, price reduced, right? Check this out.
Seen interest rates tick up. The market has slowed down. We seem to be moving into our second quarter of contraction in the economy. This is known as a recession.
I agree with that.
And
his timing on the
Biden
recession.
administration seems bound and determined to create one, so it looks like we're going to be there. And that's where, I mean, politics aside, it's just observation. And so I think you're probably going to see calming down. But we've never seen house prices go down in the modern America, like since the 1930s, except.
Check this out. He says since the 1930s. Oh, let me play this one more part. Yeah, hold on. You got to hear this part too. Since the 1930s.
One time. And that was for about 6 or 8 months in 2008. When the
Totally false. Check this out. Simple Google search, but I mean, I lived it. How much did home prices drop during the Great Recession? It says in some cases that drop was huge. In the Great Recession, the average home prices dropped nearly 13%. That's across the board. Now, back then, we did the reason why now it's average. In my hometown in California, my home price from peak to trough, 40%. 40%. From how much I paid for it to how much the comp home sold down the street from me. All right, that's boom, that's it. Now, there were even more aggressive price drops in locales like Las Vegas and things like that back then. But by and large, 13% across the band. But they didn't see what we just saw. They didn't see Airbnbs sucking up inventory that are about to hit the market. They didn't see interest rate spike this high. What happened between 2004 and 2005 with the Fed rate hiking cycle was nothing like it is now. And we did not have inflation in food and energy like we do now. Okay. Oh, let's throw in just, a global pandemic and supply chain shortages. All right. Oh, and record government spending on entitlements. Okay. So that's very important to understand too. So you want to talk headwinds? This is absolutely insane. Let's just go on for a second more.
Bubble burst on the housing market. And it was a financing bubble. It wasn't a real estate bubble. And so some markets, Phoenix was particularly hit. Las Vegas was particularly hit. A few other major cities that were super hot, they contracted, and the prices actually went down. but that's the only time I've seen that, and I've had a real estate license 30 years.
There's another time he's not talking about. When Paul Volcker spiked rates up to 18.75% from an average mortgage rate a couple years prior to 11-12%, that sent real estate prices tumbling as well. Because literally the mortgage rate had almost doubled. Almost. That's impressive. And people don't remember that as well. Very, very underreported that time frame. Point being is this. We have a very serious issue coming, but we have an awesome opportunity. A lot of people talked about MBS loan debacle and ninja loans. Those are out right now. You have liar loans going on right now, right before your eyes, because banks are needing to lend money, so they got no-doc loans coming right back in. Go Google it yourself. Google it. Point being is this is why I wrote the real estate side hustle course. And just so you guys know, if you bought the course, I have 4 videos coming up by the end of today. They will be uploaded. I've only got 3 left, and the pre-filming discount's over. This is what I want people to understand. They're watching sometimes the wrong people. And what's really cool about history is you get to go back in my old videos and watch. Go check me out. There's been people like, you're wrong, you said this. I'm like, cool, go find a clip, throw it on there. Show me the timestamp, show me that. Guys, this is going to be the greatest opportunity in history to buy up real estate. That is what I believe. Don't take me as a real estate professional. I'm just a real estate agent, and I'm horrible at it. I've owned real estate brokerages. I'm not a professional. I'm an investor. I'm seeing a crash of epic proportions. Why? Because not only are rates going up, they're not done. The Fed is not done with the consumer. Guys, I hope you got something out of this. Also, if you haven't seen the Real Estate Ninja channel, please check it out. I do have a channel that covers things like the mortgage-backed security crisis in commercial. It's not about MBS right now. It's CMBS. Same exact thing, different name. I know it sounds crazy, but it's bigger than the MBS. You can't make this stuff up. It's collapsing right now. Hope you guys have a great day. The Economic Ninja is out.